Bringing plant-based meals to schools will help students establish healthy eating habits that will last a lifetime. Not only do these foods help students stay focused and energized in the classroom today, but they also reduce long-term risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and other chronic diseases. Dr. Neil Barnard. Please watch on to learn about the rising movement to add vegan meal options to schools across the world.
If you hear Quelle belle journée, it means what a beautiful day in French, the official language of Saint Martin. I am Nadika. The people of picturesque Saint Martin are grateful to you for lovingly sustaining the environment and caring deeply for the world in which we all live.
As parents, we love our children and want the best for them in life. Invariably, this means the best possible health and education for the young ones. Yet our understanding of how to achieve these objectives is constantly changing with the times. The Transformative Education for a Sustainable Future series examines conscious education, one in which the focus is on helping our children reach their highest potentials and achieving the long-term sustainability of our planet. Your goal and ours are the same, to see to it that our children blossom as individuals and to help shape a resplendent future for them and their posterity.
Welcome to our show entitled Transformative Education for a Sustainable Future, Vegan School Meal Options Part 1 of 2. Today, we would like to lovingly share with our dear viewers examples of how vegan meal options in schools around the world are helping to create the harmony and balance that we all pray our children will have throughout their lives. Most people are aware that livestock raising is a grossly inefficient use of our natural resources, contributing to the large-scale destruction of our precious rainforests, oceans, and other ecosystems on which our flora and fauna depend. Discussion of a plant-based diet is important also because of its health implications. Poor health in children has become epidemic in many countries in the last decades. One telling sign is the rise of childhood obesity. In just 40 years, the number of children and adolescents aged 5 to 19 with obesity has risen more than tenfold worldwide, from 11 million to 124 million as of 2016. One possible explanation is the inadequacy of the nutritional guidelines provided by many countries, according to a recent analysis of the dietary guidelines of 85 countries in July 2020 by 8 researchers from 4 universities in the UK, USA, and Australia, titled The Healthiness and Sustainability of National and Global Food-Based Dietary Guidelines. The task force found that national guidelines could be both healthier and more sustainable. The conclusion reads in part,
providing clearer advice on limiting in most contexts the consumption of animal-sourced foods, in particular beef and dairy, was found to have the greatest potential for increasing the environmental sustainability of dietary guidelines.
In the case of the USA, although Americans have followed the USDA's dietary guidelines since their inception in 1980, there has been a sharp increase in nutrition-related diseases in the last few decades, according to the Nutrition Coalition TNC, a nonprofit educational organization founded in 2015. One plausible explanation for this concerning trend is that meat is recommended as a protein source in the dietary guidelines. Many studies have shown that meat is an inferior source of protein compared to plant food. For example, the largest study ever done on health and nutrition, the China study, has shown conclusively that consuming even a small amount of meat is detrimental to health. Another possible explanation for the declining health of Americans is that under the dietary guidelines, dairy is actively promoted as one of the 5 basic food groups. Current USDA dietary guidelines recommend that students drink 2 cartons of milk every day with the option of yogurt for breakfast and a cheese stick for lunch. This is despite compelling studies that milk and other dairy products are not just unnecessary for optimal health, but it is also the number 1 source of artery clogging, saturated fat, contributing to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. Studies have further linked dairy products to an increased risk of breast, ovarian, and prostate cancers. So, what is the best diet from a nutritional standpoint? Study after study in the last decades has shown that a whole food plant-based diet is the healthiest. For instance, recently in 2014, a comparative study of over 1,800 vegans, vegetarians, and omnivores by a task force involving the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, a UN intergovernmental agency, and 7 faculty members from universities in Europe concluded that the results indicated consistently the vegan diet as the most healthy one. The largest dietetic academies of the USA, UK, Canada, and Australia also recognize a well-balanced vegan diet as healthy for all stages of life. A plant-based diet can be a lifesaver, literally.
Bringing plant-based meals to schools will help students establish healthy eating habits that will last a lifetime. Not only do these foods help students stay focused and energized in the classroom today, but they also reduce long-term risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and other chronic diseases. Dr. Neil Barnard.
Let us now pause for a short stroll in the garden to enjoy the blooming flowers. We will return momentarily to share some wonderful examples of successful vegan school lunch programs. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Be veg, go green to save the children.
Warning: you might find the content herein disturbing, but the truth must be revealed.
Welcome back, beloved friends. Health and the environment are not the only reasons to shy away from meat and dairy consumption. It is also important to remember that raising livestock for food is a deeply immoral proposition, inflicting unimaginable suffering on billions of innocent animal friends every year. It is a heartless practice that runs counter to the tenets of love and compassion central to all the major faiths of the world. Conversely, practicing and learning about veganism in school helps to nurture empathy and kindness in children, which are qualities essential for the child's social and spiritual development. Fortunately, as awareness soars across the globe about the harms of meat and dairy and the virtues of a plant-based diet, many schools have begun adding vegan options to their meal offerings. In 2006, for example, a survey of food service directors in the USA by the School Nutrition Association found that 5% of elementary, 6% of middle, and 10% of high schools offered vegan options. By 2017, the School Nutrition Association found that 14% of school districts across the country offer vegan lunches, up from 11.5% of schools offering vegan lunches in 2016. One standout among these school districts is the largest school district in the USA, the New York City Public School District. In 2017, all 1,200 schools within the New York City Public School District made the commitment to offer at least one plant-based meal daily. Also highly impressive is the Santa Barbara Unified School District. According to the Santa Barbara Independent, an extraordinary 50% of the cafeteria meals served in this district are vegan as of 2018. At the collegiate level, according to a survey in 2017, a whopping 70% of colleges and universities in the USA now offer at least one daily vegan meal option, up from only 28% in 2014. In addition, of the 1,500 colleges surveyed, 19% offered all vegan dining stations, a number that had grown from just 9% in 2016. The idea of adding meat-free school meal options is also gaining a foothold in other parts of the world. In 2016, the Israel Ministry of Health mandated all schools to serve weekly vegetarian meals, some of which are vegan. In 2017, Brazil adopted the Conscious Eating Brazil policy with an aim of increasing fruits and vegetables and decreasing meat in the country's school lunches. The policy led to some school districts adding vegan meals. In 2018, Portugal introduced legislation requiring public bodies to provide at least one vegan option on their menus following a petition. In 2019, a Scottish council agreed to provide vegan meals in all its schools after one Vegan Moms Challenge. In the USA, schools that participate in the National School Lunch Program, or NSLP, the largest lunch program in the country, are permitted to replace animal meat with plant-based foods like tofu, beans, and soy meat alternatives. Based on this, some public schools in the U.S. have taken the plunge into serving vegetarian meals full-time. One of the first to do so is Public School PS 244Q in New York, which went 100% meat-free in 2012. As a result of this change, obesity rates at PS 244Q have gone down, attendance has increased, and children get sick less often. Since 2010, an exciting new vegan school phenomenon has also been sweeping the globe. These are private schools and preschools that do not rely on government funding and have chosen to switch to a fully vegan menu or have opened their doors as 100% plant-based schools. More than 10 of these vegan schools now exist in the world as of 2021. We are grateful to all the wise educational pioneers of the world who are doing their part to raise awareness about the importance of the plant-based diet for the health of our children and the sustainability of our planet, our only home. We hope that more educators and schools will follow suit and offer vegan meals while teaching children and their parents how to live lifestyles that promote wellness and life for all beings. Today, with love in our hearts for our young ones, we will continue our discussion of vegan meal options in schools around the world. We previously shared with our dear viewers how a whole food, plant-based diet is scientifically the optimal diet for health and is key to saving our planetary home. In this episode, we will pay tribute to some of the esteemed individuals and forward-thinking organizations who have worked diligently to increase plant-based offerings in schools. Through their shining examples, we hope to inspire more people to follow suit and bring our world ever closer to vibrant public health and global sustainability. Schools serving vegan meals are often responding to initiatives from students or local communities. In 2014, then 12-year-old vegan student and youth athlete Lila Copeland started a campaign to institute vegan lunch options in her school district, the Los Angeles Unified School District, LAUSD, in California, USA. Lila worked alone for the first year, then rallied the support of her community, including 300 fellow students, and recruited powerful vegan advocates from around the world to speak on behalf of the campaign. Speakers who came to her aid included dietitians, journalists, food purveyors, vegan athletes, vegan celebrities, and vegan doctors. Some of the high-profile speakers were Canadian-American actress and activist Pamela Anderson, world record ultramarathoner Fiona Oakes of the UK, a Shining World Compassion Award laureate and founding president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine of the USA, Dr. Neil Barnard, a Shining World Compassion Award recipient. The team effort paid off. In 2017, the LAUSD School Board unanimously agreed to roll out a pilot program to trial vegan lunch options in 7 district schools for 90 days. The pilot was so successful that the daily vegan options have since expanded to about 100 schools district-wide as of 2019. Successful petitions for plant-based school meals are often the result of a mother's love. In 2018, vegan mom Alexis Kasravi wanted vegan meals to be available to her 5-year-old daughter, Mia, at her nursery in the West Dunbartonshire Council area of Scotland, UK. When the request was denied, Alexis sought counsel from the Vegan Society, whose legal team helped her craft a formal letter to a council education officer demanding vegan meal options on the grounds that veganism is protected under the country's human rights and equality law. This led to the local authority rolling out a vegan menu across the area. As a result, vegan meals are now provided in all West Dunbartonshire Council nurseries, primary and secondary schools. In 2019, also in Scotland, a similar challenge was made by Go Vegan World, an animal rights and advocacy organization, on behalf of a vegan family in the East Renfrewshire Council area. The challenge, led by Go Vegan World legal counsel Barbara Bolton, prompted the local authority to reconsider its initial refusal and develop a menu suitable for vegans. All schools in neighboring Glasgow City have also followed suit and now offer vegan meals following another similar challenge. Honorable viewers, we will pause for some sunshine and fresh air. We will return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Vegan, true human.
Welcome back, cherished viewers. Before the intermission, we were discussing successful grassroots petitions to make vegan meals accessible in school. Sometimes a school's decision to adopt vegan meal options comes from a policymaker sympathetic to the vegan cause. This was the case when Nancy Weiss, food director for the Santa Barbara Unified School District of the USA, made the decision in 2017 to offer vegan meals from the US-based vegan meat company Hungry Planet Foods in her district on a permanent basis. In the case of public school PS 244Q of New York, USA, it was the founding principal, Robert Groff, who made the decision to switch to a 100% meat-free menu in 2012, citing the school's wellness principles. In the years that followed, he also worked with the Coalition for Healthy School Food, a nonprofit vegan school meal advocacy organization based in New York, to test and develop healthy meat-free options. When it comes to schools making the right food choices, one that is worthy of high accolades is London's Goldsmiths University. In 2019, it banned the sale of beef in all cafes and shops on campus in an effort to reduce its carbon footprint. Then, there is the remarkable case of the city of Ghent in Belgium. In 2009, out of environmental concerns, it became the first city in the world to have an official vegetarian day once a week. Every Thursday, the meat-free fare is served in city schools, restaurants, and public buildings. Students, along with parents, are encouraged to attend one of the city's 40 free classroom cooking workshops. On top of that, teachers are also given a course dedicated to recipes and tools to promote vegetarian and vegan cooking in the classroom. Speaking of meat-free, global awareness about the plant-based solution for climate change and plant-based school meal options wouldn't be where it is today without Meatless Monday. Meatless Monday has its roots in government initiatives in the USA in the 1910s and 1940s to conserve resources. The modern-day Meatless Monday was started in 2003 by the Center for a Livable Future, a division of the prestigious Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health in Baltimore, USA, and over 20 public health schools. In recent years, hundreds of schools in the U.S. have adopted Meatless Monday, including the entire Baltimore school system and all public schools in New York City. Today, Meatless Monday is active in over 40 countries and continues to grow. We are encouraged by how vegan meals are increasingly an option in schools around the world. For decades, the world-renowned humanitarian and enlightened spiritual master, Supreme Master Ching Hai, has promulgated veganism as critical for the health of our younger generations and Mother Earth.
Now we can see meat is everywhere, legally killing us and our children, legally killing our planet, killing the environment on massive scales. We must stop animal production now and at all costs if we want to keep this planet called home. The government gives subsidies to animal industry anyway, so these subsidies can also be used instead to turn meat and related businesses into wholesome vegan businesses. Good for the people, good for the business, good for the planet. Doing this, we only gain hugely, not just immediately, but for the long, long run. And we can keep this planet forever and make it into a paradise by just throwing that meat away and stop the animal industry.
We are grateful for the wisdom of our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai. May we all heed her loving guidance and reform our food system towards a more sustainable one as soon as possible. We are also grateful to all the laudable individuals and organizations who have worked hard to promote vegan meal options in our educational system. We wish to conclude our show today by naming some more organizations that must be mentioned. They are Green Heart Education of Canada, Animal Rebellion of the UK, Humane Society, Ethical Choices Program, and King Charter School of the USA. There are many more entities that deserve special mention but cannot be listed here due to space and time constraints. Our sincere apologies. Compassionate viewers, if you wish to join this noble movement to realize more vegan meal options in schools, there are various ways you can get involved. For instance, you can approach your school's food manager or principal directly. There are a number of resources available online on how to do so effectively, such as the Veganize Your Cafeteria Pack by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, on PETA.org. In the grace of the divine, may the day soon dawn when cruelty-free school meals are no longer just an option, but the only option. Truth-abiding viewers, we appreciate your endearing company today. Coming up next is Moving Towards a More Conscientious World, Part 4 of 9, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May world vegan, world peace soon be in God's eternal mercy.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.
Be a hero. Be vegan. Save the world.